Welcome to Music with Mrs. Avery. Hello everyone. In this lesson, we are going to be reviewing line notes and space notes. Before we get started, you are going to need two things. You are going to need a blank piece of lined notebook paper and a pencil. So go ahead and pause this video so that you can go and get a piece of lined notebook paper and a pencil. First, you're going to take your lined notebook paper and fold it in half, hamburger style, just like this. Now, go ahead and open it up. You'll see we have a top half and a bottom half. So we are going to organize some of our information in the top half and some of our information in the bottom half. And this is just to help keep us organized. Now, you're gonna take your pencil and you are going to draw a staff. I'd like you to draw one staff on the top half of your paper. Use the lines of your notebook paper so that you have nice, straight staff lines. Then you are going to repeat this on the bottom half. So in the end, you will have two staves on your paper. Remember, staves is the plural of staff. You're going to have one neatly drawn on the top half of your paper and another on the bottom half of your paper. If you need additional time, go ahead and pause the video. Now, we are reviewing the line notes and space notes on a treble clef staff. So let's review how to draw a treble clef. Remember, when we draw the treble clef, we draw it all the way to the left side of the staff. So we are going to start with a straight line, and we are going to start above line 5 and draw our line straight down to line 1. Now let's count up to line 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's put a very tiny little dot where line 4 and the line that we just drew intersect. Now we are going to draw a backward S. And this backward S is going to start at the very top of the line we just drew, and it's going to end at the bottom of the line we just drew, right on line 1. So it's going to look like this. Next, we are going to draw a backward C. That is going to intersect that original line we drew right in between lines 2 and 3. So it's going to come across, and then it's just going to wrap down around line 2. Now we need to finish our treble clef by adding the tail. So we're going to extend that original line that we drew and then add a small dot towards the left. And there is our treble clef. We are going to practice one more time drawing a treble clef on our bottom stave on the bottom half of our paper. So remember, we start a little bit above line 5, draw a straight line down. We are going to draw a backward S that crosses on line 4. A backward C that comes up, intersects between lines 2 and 3, and wraps around line 2. And then we are going to extend our tail and add our dot. So your paper should look like this. If you need additional time drawing your treble clefs, go ahead and pause the video. Let's start with our line notes. So let's label the top half of our paper line notes. Then I'd like you to put your pencil down because we are going to use our hand for a moment. I want you to put your hand out like this. Now I want you to turn and look at your palm. And now I want you to turn your hand so that your pinky finger is facing the ground. Remember, a staff has 5 lines, and we're going to use our fingers to represent the lines of our staff. So we will count from the bottom to the top. We always count from the bottom to the top. So let's count the lines of our staff. Ready? Together, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's count the lines of our staff one more time and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we use a sentence to help us remember the line notes. And that sentence is empty garbage before Dad flips. Can you say that with me? Go. Empty garbage before Dad flips. Now this time we are going to touch one of our fingers from the bottom to the top, and we are going to move to the next finger when we say a new word in our sentence. Here we go. Let's practice and go. Empty garbage before Dad flips. Let's do that 2 more times. Ready? Together, go. Empty garbage before Dad flips. Last time. Empty garbage before Dad flips. So, let's say we have a note on line 1. Which word did we say when we touched our pinky finger? Empty, that's right. And empty begins with what letter? E, correct. So anytime we have a note on line 1, it will always be an E. So, go ahead and get your pencil. Remember, we are working on the top half of our paper right now. And we are going to draw a note on line 1. Remember that the head of the note should be directly on the line, and the line should go directly through the center of the note. So we see this note is on line 1. We take our finger, count 1. We say our sentence, empty. We know that this note is an E. So we label it with a capital letter. Capital E. Excellent. So let's draw a note on each line. Make sure that all of your notes are the same size and that they are evenly spaced out along your staff. Excellent. So let's figure out the letter for this note. So we can see that this note is on line 1, 2. Let's get our hand out. Let's count 1, 2. Now let's say our sentence, empty garbage. Which word did we say when we touched our second line finger? Garbage, that's right. And garbage begins with a G. Fantastic. Let's look at our next note. It is on line 1, 2, line 3. Hands out. Let's say the entire sentence is time to practice and go. Empty garbage before Dad flips. Well, which word did you say when you touched your third finger? Before, that's right. And before begins with the letter B. Excellent. I want you to follow the exact same process, and I want you to label the last 2 line notes. Don't forget to count which line it's on. You can always recount your fingers, say your sentence, and figure out the letter. Empty garbage before Dad flips. All right, line 4. empty garbage before Dad flips. Dad. So D. And empty garbage before Dad flips. F. So if you put D and F, you are correct. If you did not, I want you to erase it. And I want you to write in a D and an F. So here are our line notes. Now we're going to move to the bottom half of our paper. And we are going to look at our space notes. So go ahead and label the bottom half of your paper space notes. And when you are finished, I want you to get your hand out and show me that you are ready. Now our space notes are drawn right in the space between two lines. They touch both lines that they are in between, but they do not cross over. So, using our hand, this is the space between our fingers. Let's count our spaces from the bottom to the top. Remember, we always start from the bottom to the top. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 spaces. Let's count one more time and go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. Now we use a word to help us remember our space notes, and this word rhymes with space. It is face. Can you say face? And we will spell the word face as we travel up the spaces of our staff. Here we go. Let's spell the word face, starting at the bottom in space 1. Ready? Go. F-A-C-E. Let's do that again and go. F-A-C-E. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and take a moment and write in our space notes. Remember, when we are drawing a space note, we want the note to fill the entire space. Remember, that note should not cross over a line. It should fill the entire space. Remember, our note should be about the same size and evenly spaced out. Remember, we only have 4 space notes. So let's look at this space note in space 1. 1. Remember, we're spelling the word face. Let's spell it F-A-C-E. Which letter did we say when we were in space 1? F, that's right. And remember, we label with a capital letter. 1, 2, space 2, hand out. Let's spell it F-A-C-E. Which letter? A, that's right. Now I would like for you to label the last 2 notes. Remember, count to which space that note is in. Use your hand, count, spell your word, and then label with capital letters. F-A-C-E. 1, 2, 3, 4. F-A-C-E. All right, so we are in space 3. 1, 2, 3. F-A-C. And then space 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. F-A-C-E. So when you are all finished, this is what your lined piece of paper should look like. For your assignment in Google Classroom, you are going to take a picture of your work that you completed during this lesson. Make sure that you hold the camera nice and steady so I can see a clear picture of your work. Thank you for reviewing line notes and space notes with me. I cannot wait to see your work.